Hello and welcome. I'm Rish, co-founder and CEO of SuperWorld, a virtual world in augmented reality where creativity and entrepreneurship come together on one decentralized platform. From the Empire State Building to the Sydney Opera House to some of the more obscure places on Earth, in SuperWorld, our world is yours. Yours to buy, yours to sell, yours to create, and yours to explore. SuperWorld is mapped on top of the real world to create over 64 billion unique plots of land, with each plot measuring roughly 100 meters by 100 meters of real-world space. To give you an idea, one plot of SuperWorld AR real estate is about the size of Yankee Stadium. Ready to get started? Find land to cultivate for its strategic real estate location as a digital asset or that holds sentimental value for you. Buying and selling virtual real estate in SuperWorld is easy, as all transactions take place securely on the Ethereum blockchain, and every plot of land is represented by a non-fungible token on the ERC 721 standard. Personalize your world in AR through interactive 3D objects, animation, photos, videos, and text to truly make a world of your own. Ready to find your peace on Earth? Join us in SuperWorld.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you again at our bi-weekly AMA. We're broadcasting across LinkedIn, X, YouTube, Instagram, Discord, and join our Telegram group as well. It's great to have everyone here. This is our bi-weekly call where we go over questions. We show off kind of the latest that we're building in terms of our product at SuperWorld, and we have lots of things that we've been working on. So happy to kind of share some more of the things that we've been building, as well as importantly, get feedback and talk about ways that we can continue to improve the product and build SuperWorld in a way that really matches kind of what everyone is looking for in terms of what we've been building and our vision. I'm going to start, as I do with every call, and talk about what our vision is at SuperWorld. We've been advancing quite a bit in the last 9 years across Web3, immersive tech, and AI. And AI and agentic AI has really been kind of advancing everything that we're doing. And so we've really been doubling and tripling down on agentic frameworks at SuperWorld. And so we're very excited about all of these possibilities. I think that, in SuperWorld, there's going to be millions of people using the platform, but there's going to be billions of agents. And that's what we're getting ready for. Those agents are going to be interacting at real world locations. But the vision of what we're building is how can we enable anyone to leverage immersive tech, Web3, and AI to enhance their real life, their physical life, do things in the real world, as well as collectively, how can we all of us together, build and own a decentralized virtual world that can positively impact Earth and humanity. So I always say the world needs SuperWorld. It's like the world needs Superman or Superwoman. The world needs SuperWorld. So that's our high level vision. That's what we've been building. Just for anyone who's new, who's watching this for this AMA for the first time, I'm going to go ahead and give you kind of a high level overview of the product. So if you've not been in SuperWorld yet, this will hopefully serve as a way for you to understand the product and to be able to jump in and hopefully start creating your first world, your map of the world. And then after this short kind of intro and product overview, we'll take questions and feedback and comments and go to the more interactive part of our AMA. So first, I'll start by just kind of showing you the product and what we're building. So first, if you, I'm just showing you a screen share here. You can get a look at kind of the screen as when you get into the platform. You'll This is kind of the opening screen, which is at superworldapp.com. You can press start to jump into the map. If you're already familiar with what we're doing and our product, you can also start buying SPWR, which is our utility token that allows you to, ultimately interact in Superworld and own the utility token that corresponds with what we're building, and you can click buy SPWR there and just get right involved in the ecosystem as well that way. I'm going to just click here and show you what the Superworld experience looks like when you get into the map interface. We start off with a map of the world, and I've clicked into the properties interface, and you see those bluish kind of dots on the map. As I've clicked start, you'll be able to see kind of where in the world people own properties in Superworld, and you can see that people are buying properties all over the map. I'm just going to zoom in and just kind of show you how this property interface works. So the way to think about it is we've built a virtual world mapped onto Earth. Everyone has their own world, which is a map. You can add anything to your map anywhere in the world. And then we divided Earth into 64 billion blocks. Each plot is about 100 meter by 100 meter. I'm just zooming in on New York City right now, just to show you how this works here. You can see that in New York City, as an example, you see the blue blocks there. Any one of those blue blocks are already owned. So if I click on one of those, this is an area that's already owned. I have to make an offer here to buy that property. Anything that's not owned is available. It's available for 16 US dollars, which is 0.01 ETH in current prices. Again, if you buy this block, it's yours. It's a digital asset. And as an owner of this plot, this is yours. You can reprice it to whatever you want. I'm going to click on another one here. And as an owner of this plot, you are able to reprice that to whatever you think it should be. And as an owner, you're able to monetize at this location across advertising, e-commerce, digital commerce, data, gaming, analytics, anything that monetizes here across everyone's map. So that's the first thing kind of people understand about Superworld, about basically being able to become a stakeholder at locations you care about. And it could be, a place where you live. It could be a place where you have a business, a place that you care about. Maybe it's a place you go on vacation. Basically, the whole world is available. And so people have different reasons of acquiring locations on the map. And then once you have locations, just to kind of give you a sense for this, I've clicked into the world's interface. And this starts showing you, how anyone can actually start creating and personalizing the world map and the map of the world that they have, right? So everyone has their own map. We call it worlds. When we talk to users about why they bought certain locations, they bring up, different use cases. So they tell me about a place they have a business, a place that their favorite sports team plays. Maybe it's a place that they think is great for advertising. Maybe it's a place where they have a family history. It could be a place where their favorite musician came out with a song. It literally could be anything. And what we've done is enabled people to create their own map of the world. And you can just go and click the create button and create a world. There's a create a world button there on the map. I've already created my world. So again, I'll show you that in a second. But here you can start adding content to your own map. So I am looking at the world screen, which is showing you all of the content across worlds. So again, this content could be anything from 3D, 2D, audio, video, anything you want. But I'm just going to show you some interesting content that's just been placed that's more kind of 3D content and more, recommendations as an example. But literally, it could be anything you want. So again, just to show you something.
This. See, so now, so if you go to the side, it's gonna lay a big spark. Yeah, see?
So again, just, some 3D content. This is something else I always show off in front of the UN. But literally, it could be any type of content. Creators can also create content from YouTube and place them as links on the map. So you can upload content. You could add comments to the map, kind of like as you would on a Google Doc. You can add any type of comments anywhere. You can add links from YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or website. Famous travel creator that has built a world called WTAF. Just showing off
I could come here
some YouTube
and
content.
just sit on the train, get off and sit in Bryant Park and just be okay. I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to be in the city.
Your destination, New York. You think you know this city? Take a closer look.
So again, just showing you that if you're any type of creator, travel creator, history creator, music creator, if you're on Instagram, anything you can imagine, you can place on the map in your world, which is your own map. We also have the ability for people to explore and find others on the map in real time. We have group chats on the map as well, so you can add a group chat for anything that you want. If it's a conference you're going to or something you're doing, you can add a group chat anywhere on the map. And then we have AI capabilities as well, where you can ask questions of SuperWorld AI, and it'll give you information on the map anywhere in the world, maybe a recommendation, things to do. The whole idea is that when I interact with your map digitally on the map or physically in that real world location, I check into a location on your map. I go to the location where you've added some content, and I physically go there and I check in. I'm physically interacting with your digital content in that location. And so effectively, we've built a platform for phygital content that you can digitally or physically interact with in real world locations. We've recently launched experiences, which allows creators to actually sell experiences on the map. Digital experiences that you can sell, or even physical experiences. So if you want to meet someone somewhere, you want to do a walking tour, you want to show something off that's in a real world location, you can do that on the map as an experience, and that can be accessed digitally and you can sell that, or you can physically also interact and access that. We've also recently launched a marketplace where we now have bundles. So you can not only buy properties, as I showed you, where you can just look on the map and find properties anywhere in the world, or you can actually, very easily buy bundles of properties that we've set up in different locations around different themes. So this is very popular as well. It's kind of an easy way to find things that you might be interested in any way and be able to come on board and find really cool landmarks and global business hubs without having to even search the map. Each one of those is priced at 0.075 ETH, which is about $117 in today's prices. And we have different categories too, if you just want to select individual properties. So New York City, the world, stadiums, properties, etc. And more to come. We are, again, fully embracing agentic AI. We're going to be launching a whole app ecosystem where apps can build on top of the map. So that's coming out really soon. We've actually showcased the first one of those. This is called SuperWorld News, where you can actually come over to SuperWorld and learn about what's happening in the world. Everything from headline news to categories like business, technology, crypto, health, science, entertainment, sports. Lots of categories there, and you can find out what's happening. So if you're really into news content, SuperWorld News is a great way of understanding what's happening in the world across the map. And then the really cool thing is that you can actually ask SuperWorld what's going to happen. And it'll use game theory to make predictions about the future of that event. So if you're interested in a specific news event and maybe you're on Polymarket or Kalshi, you can actually use SuperWorld to get more insights into what potentially will happen in the future related to game theory. But their point in showing you this application is this is a new product feature that's coming out to SuperWorld, where now anyone can very easily build applications on top of the map, which will fit into our overall SuperWorld ecosystem. So if you are interested in that, that's coming soon. We're very excited about that. And we have a number of applications similar to SuperWorld News that are also a lot of fun and interesting that you can try out. But that's a little bit of alpha, as it hasn't been launched yet, but coming very soon. And then I'd say finally, we have a major UX UI upgrade that we're focused on right now. That's probably about a month and a half away. And that's going to really, optimize the overall SuperWorld experience. So lots to come as it relates to what's coming with SuperWorld and the product in general. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the sharing here, and we can go to questions and see if we can, if anyone has questions on anything and comments. Feel free to write in on any of the channels that we're on. Again, we're on LinkedIn, X, YouTube, Instagram. So anywhere that's easiest for you, feel free to hop on there or jump into our Discord channel. We have a number of people already in there, and Telegram to be in touch with everything. All of these places are right on the front page of our website, superworldapp.com. And you can join our community at any of those spots. With that said, I'm gonna open up the floor to our community and questions, and looking forward to talking through anything and answering questions. Hey everyone, how's it going? Does anyone want to talk about anything specific? Any questions that you guys have? Anything you want to know about? Okay, I see one question that's come in about the applications. We're rolling that out over the next, I'd say 4 to 6 weeks. This is a really big update, and really we're taking advantage of all of the agentic frameworks that are out there, and enabling developers or even individuals that are new to coding to be able to very easily build applications on the map. So I would characterize the version of SuperWorld which I showed you as SuperWorld Classic. We'll probably finalize some of that nomenclature, but I've been using that word, and that's more like a Google map, where it's a map where it has real world places, restaurants, hotels. It's a Google map, right? And you can add content to that map. You could recommend businesses or places. I'll actually, by the way, show you how that works. So anyone, I think one kind of very simple use case that people always kind of cling to when they first are trying to understand SuperWorld is, and if you haven't created a world, I think this is like a great way to start. It's free. You just create a world, which is your own map. And a question that we all probably get asked is, where should I go in your city? Or where, if I'm visiting your city, where should I go? What should I do? And I, as a traveler, always want to, as I discover new places, always want to, note down places that I enjoy going to or that I've enjoyed seeing or experience. So you can just come to the search screen and you can add a place. So I'm just going to add a interesting bar that I like in Malaga, Spain, as an example. So I can just add this place to my map, come here, I can say it's a favorite. It gets added to my world on the map. I've just done a check-in here previously, but I can check in again onto the map. And then, again, I can add this place and call it a bar club. And then on the map itself, it will add a symbol there, just signifying that it's a club. And so, or a bar, and it has a little martini glass there. And so in my world here on the left, you can see that it's one of my recommendations. And then you can click on it and then find exactly where it is on the map. And you can even click and go to that place. And you can check in digitally on my map, as I showed you, or you can check in physically if you're at that location. So that's a really cool way of starting, is just creating a map and adding your favorite locations. But this is what I call their SuperWorld Classic configuration, where you're kind of playing on a Google map. What's coming is SuperWorld apps, where we're going to enable you to build app experiences on top of SuperWorld. So that's hopefully answers your question. Hold tight. Check out SuperWorld news right now, so you get a sense for what's going on there. And then we'll have kind of an onboarding experience for those in the community that want to start building applications as well on top of SuperWorld, besides maybe what they're already doing with SuperWorld Classic with Worlds. So hopefully that answers your question. Any other questions? Any other comments? We have a number of people in the Discord. Hey, go ahead. Hey, Renil.
Hey, how are you doing? I just wanted to ask, so you're evolving into creating, allowing programmers and individuals to create apps within SuperWorld now.
Yes.
So if that's the case, how would landowners in one place?
Yes. So basically, the way we're thinking about this is similar to how the Roblox platform works, which is that creators that create app experiences will be able to create monetization within their app as well. So if you think of SuperWorld News, SuperWorld News has a subscription to it that people can subscribe and continue to use SuperWorld News every month. That subscription can be thought of similar to kind of like a Netflix subscription, where if you are able to if you sign on to that subscription, then you're able to kind of use the other apps within the ecosystem. Similar to SuperWorld News, you can use other apps. So one of the frameworks that we're employing, likely, and we're finalizing all this now, but that will allow you to use the various apps that people are using, similar to what happens on Netflix. Every one of those videos or movies that you watch on Netflix have been created by studios. Some of those studios are Netflix studios themselves, or some of those are other studios that are creating content for Netflix. So applications being built on SuperWorld, some of those are being created by SuperWorld ourselves and in conjunction with SuperWorld, and then others are can also be created by individuals and developers. And monetization that comes in through those experiences is in addition to what is monetized through subscriptions. And then we would share that revenue with the creators and developers of those applications. And then part of that income from the revenue from applications would also be shared with SuperWorld, which would then be benefiting landowners as well in SuperWorld. So we'll announce how that happens, but I think the way to think of it is if you're a landowner in SuperWorld and SuperWorld is benefiting from applications that are global in nature, then as a landowner, regardless of where you own land, just being a landowner, you'll benefit from monetization that affects the whole planet, from the fact that an application is very global. And then if you think of what we've done with experiences already on the SuperWorld Classic, that's a way of creating monetization in a specific location. So if someone in SuperWorld Classic has created an application or an experience, I should say, in a specific location, then the landowner in that specific location would benefit. So the difference in applications versus what's happening on the experiences side is experiences is more geolocated on the map to a specific property, and applications is across the whole planet. And so if you're a landowner and SuperWorld is generating revenue from an application, that's going to benefit all landowners across the whole world. So then it just depends on how much land you have in SuperWorld as to how much you'll benefit from the activity that's happening.
That's pretty interesting. We actually discussed this a while ago when we were having our call. It was like a drip system, kind of. Basically, you use these applications and the utility of these applications strips down to certain percentage of corresponding land globally, like a global reward system in a way.
Yes, yeah, and I couldn't completely hear what you said, but yeah, I think you were probably speaking in reference to token utility, and how real estate owners with the token can also benefit from global real estate benefits. And so, yeah, that's another benefit that's also kind of global in nature. And this on the application side is automatic because it's every application is the whole globe. It's not geolocated to a specific real estate. So it's another way of just explaining to the community that we're looking at ways where you can benefit as a real estate owner at a specific location because you own that location, and then other ways where you can benefit from applications that are global in nature in terms of SuperWorld.
That's pretty cool. Very interesting.
Yeah. And by the way, as well, again, as you know, as a real estate owner, you can create your own map in SuperWorld Classic, and you could benefit from content you're creating or experiences you're selling on the map, wherever you want to put those experiences. So you're not restricted to only the real estate. You can do it in places you own or places that you like and you want to add content to those locations. So there's a variety of ways that you could also kind of further create opportunities in SuperWorld.
Cool. Thanks for explaining.
Yeah. Great question. Anyone else have any questions or comments or feedback?
Rish?
Hey, what's up, Anafi? How are you doing?
I mean,
I'm well. I'm hoping there's going to be a replay. That's not my question, but there's a replay of this entire session, no?
Yeah, there should be. I have to figure out exactly. We used to always have replays on X, which I assume that this is doing that on X. I'm not sure exactly if that's how it works, but I know X has a replay functionality. But I'll have to check on that. That's something that I'll just make sure that there's a replay for. There is, because everywhere this gets saved is a replay. You can just click on it and it'll play it.
Okay, great, because I missed some pieces.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about the SuperWorld news. I'm going to send you an email on either today or tomorrow, but what is the progress like on that in terms of like strengthening the engine? I'm not sure if you covered that earlier, but...
Strengthening the engine, is that what you said?
Yeah. Because there were parts where like I was looking at Tanzania and I couldn't get some information on certain bits of news.
Yeah. So let me show that off right now, just because it's a very specific question, and maybe people who aren't familiar with SuperWorld news could benefit from seeing it again. So let me just bring that up for a second here, and I'll showcase SuperWorld news and try to answer that question. So again, I clicked into SuperWorld news.
Nish, quick thing.
Yeah.
Maybe on Discord you are unable to present your screen. We are not seeing your screen, by the way.
Yeah. You gotta. The Discord is the place for audio in this channel. If you want to see the screen, go to LinkedIn or YouTube or X or any of the other places. Okay. Yeah, it's just the way Restream works. It doesn't present into Discord. So this is just an audio channel for anyone who wants to join through Discord. We should probably swap Swapnil at some point when we've built out some of these embedded frameworks, like figure out a way to just broadcast from SuperWorld, that would be good. So that way we can just get everyone into the platform and do this somehow. But but good point. Yeah, if you're not seeing the screen and you're in Discord, go to LinkedIn is probably maybe the best or easiest, or X if that's good for you guys. Yeah.
I'm actually using LinkedIn and this one together.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing the video on LinkedIn and talking out here. So
perfect. Okay. Awesome. Glad you can see it. So I'm just gonna kind of showcase Anafi's question here. He was talking about news from Tanzania. Okay. So in this case, since it's not something that's already in headline news, then this is like a very specific kind of story. So I just searched Tanzania and I have headlines here, and now have a lot of Tanzania news on the left. And so, they're looking to become a critical minerals leader. So I just clicked on the first business article here, and then I can learn all about Tanzania, see information on it. And then again, I can ask questions here. Let me do that. So, when will Tanzania become a dominant source for critical minerals? So they're bidding to become a critical minerals leader. So I just kind of asked a general question about like when could this happen? Zoomed in on Tanzania, as you see on the map, and then it's giving me kind of information on emerging trends, growth, Tanzania mining strategic growth targets, and then different actionable items. And I can kind of drill in on some of these scenarios. And then if I want, I can ask another question to go deeper on this topic, and it will again use the game theory framework and allow me to go deeper. But I think the answer to your question is if there's an area of the world that you don't see immediately in just the interface, because the interface is looking at global news, and it's going to give you kind of the top headlines around the world, and it could be anywhere from, you see here it's the U.S. and now it's Venezuela, Iran, there's Paris. There's just lots of different topics depending on what topic I'm looking at. I'm looking at headlines, and then if I want to go more deeper, and then if I want to just focus on business, it'll do the same thing all around the world. But then I could do a search for geography. I could do a search for a city, you name it. And then on top of that, we've integrated with X as well, XAI. And so we can also find X on the map, X posts on the map, and find info from those X tweets, and more information on what's in that tweet, and then ask questions on it. So you can see those as well geographically or through search. That answer your question, Interfi, is in terms of the engine as it relates to location?
I mean, it sounds amazing. Like right now I'm in Discord.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna hope that that the recording of what you just showed is in YouTube, so then I'll just kind of go back and watch it.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and LinkedIn and Instagram and all of the other places that we're broadcasting. So you'll see the recording there, and you can watch exactly how I just showed off what we did.
So thanks a lot for addressing that, Rish.
Yeah, of course. Great question. Anyone else have a question that you want to ask?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. This is Renil?
Hey.
Hey.
I was wondering, since you already have the ability to incorporate X posts, let's say tweets, within SuperWorld News page, and once you combine SuperWorld News with regular SuperWorld map, classic map, and I'm sure future will evolve. But I was wondering, how about the responses and comments on those tweets? Will you be replaced?
I missed that last part of your question. As far as responses on the tweets, what did you say?
I was wondering if you were going to have any intention to incorporate comments or responses on SuperWorld X tweets, for example.
Yeah, the way it currently works is, you can click through and see the replies on the tweets. Obviously, depending on how popular the tweet is, there's thousands of people that have responded. Some of those responses are applicable or interesting to people. Some of them aren't, and there's a prioritization around that. So you can kind of click in and go into the tweet and see what those responses are. So that's the way we've integrated it so far. One of the things that we're doing in terms of the major UX UI upgrade that we're launching is looking at ways to incorporate more community onto the platform itself. So, how can I bring conversations besides just those group chats that I've shown you, but actually other chats potentially around real estate properties, around maps, around, kind of live communication on the map, which I think is really exciting, because then I can start communicating with people that are in a location on the map, or just communicating in general about a location and ask questions and things like that on the map. So I think the feedback around SuperWorld News specifically, if there's things that you are interested in, if you're using SuperWorld, if you're a power user, and there's things that you think we should be building there as it relates to communication and community, let us know. I think ultimately with every one of these apps, we want to kind of similar to kind of how you think of Netflix, as I said, where you can, check out a movie and then you can check out another movie, but it's all part of Netflix. We want to make sure that people are having conversations around SuperWorld news, and then maybe that takes them into the ability to get into another application. Maybe it's about history, maybe it's about music, maybe it's about something that you've created, Renil, about your work, right? And I know you work very internationally in development and other things. So you could be an application that you've built, and just thinking out loud here, where I click in through SuperWorld News and I click into an application in our interface that kind of goes directly into that topic.
All right. So that's pretty interesting, actually. The potential is massive.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's very fun, and I think it allows. I mean, like I think how I started this conversation, which is like there's going to be millions of users, but there's going to be billions of agents, and what we're trying to do is build out an agentic framework where agents can interact in these places and add information and be able to execute at, whether it's buying something or planning something, travel, or something that's more specific. Maybe it's something related to real world assets, or you name it, right? So there's just so many application layers that can be built onto SuperWorld that we're really excited about, kind of how we not only enable people to discover those other application layers, but also to build those under, whatever niche that they're focused on.
Yeah, he does is a big thing right now. Taking over the entire market. In the future, you're going to have to just bring everything from banking to stocks to crypto to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Running your portfolio. So giving access with certain levels of security to people would be alone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be super interesting as to what's happening in the space, and it's moving fast. So
yeah, it's really fast.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering.
Yeah, no problem. No, thanks for that question. Okay, there we go. Just had a little delay, I think, on the Restream. Cool. Yeah, great question. Anyone else have any thoughts or observations? Mose Diary, how's it going?
It's not good. Like, I just want to give a comment or like a compliment that I think this may get ready to bring in some influencers, because like, say for example, you know how like they're on a live stream and they need their views. Like you'll see like some streamers, like maybe they're trying to get their viewers to like fact check something, but they need those views to stay on the stream. They can be inside their own world, like live streaming from YouTube, and they don't even have to have their viewers like leave their chat. They rely on these interactions, but like say if they step outside of the stream, they're not getting their views, they're not getting monetized. But if they're using like the AI chat, like say if somebody is talking about, I don't know, like potatoes, right? And they go, oh, I found this out about potatoes on SuperWorld News, just go look it up. And they just click inside the world. The live stream is still on. They have SuperWorld News to look up anything, and they're monetizing all across the board. If I was an influencer and I heard something that new expanding, I'd hop on it.
Okay, so you're saying, effectively, how can we kind of integrate more live streaming onto the platform that interacts with all these applications?
Right, yes, and
Okay.
like maybe in a collaboration with YouTube or something, because
Yeah.
like I really think this would help enhance places where, you know, people may be limited or like they may not be able to monetize or they may get demonetized. Like this would help like bring ease and still maintaining community guidelines somewhere while also being able to, like, you know, not have so many restrictions because everything's being done in their own world.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to kind of, you know, talk through that idea with you in Discord. We got, you know, MK and Swapnil on here as well. So I think as we're thinking about the upgrade in the UX UI, we're basically looking at, you know, the features of the Superworld Classic as well as the apps that are coming out, and trying to figure out, like, you know, what are the features that are really the most important, what features are people are using, what have we seen in the market that is working, like, you know, I'll give you an example of that. For example, group chats. Okay. um, uh, you know, like, the functionality to add a group chat is really interesting. Right now, we've made it pretty generalized, so anyone can add a WhatsApp chat, a Telegram chat. You can add any type of external chat into the map. And where we might move with that feature is that we are going to likely add more of a vertically integrated chat. So it's like a Superworld chat, but it'll be linked to an activity that you want to do. So, you know, I can create a chat if I want to meet someone for coffee in a city, and then everyone who's in that city can, you know, join in and potentially meet me for coffee or meet me for watching a World Cup game, or, you know, go to a walking tour or do something, right? So we're looking at how do we take the experiences that we've created as well as group chats and kind of put them together in an interesting way. So just as an example of that, you know, I think you've brought up a really interesting point, which is there's a lot of live streamers out there who are live streaming all day, and they want people to kind of be in their live stream, and they might want to live stream in multiple locations or be in different places in the world. And it's a way for them to do that in Superworld, as opposed to maybe just physically being in a location. So they can do it from the map in different locations and then bring in some of these apps, is what I'm hearing you say. Is that right?
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And then like think about how much it's going to save them money and want to invest in their own world, because they don't have to pay for like, oh, Patreon. I can't sit over here and live stream certain things here. I gotta edit this and then post it, but I gotta pay for Patreon or something, and you gotta subscribe to these tiers. Like they can have everything all in one platform, and they can live stream at the same time, because a lot of influencers like TikTok and stuff like that, they'll be live streaming for hours, and one wrong move and they can get shut down. And it's not necessarily something to be shut down for. It just seems like, you know, a lot of things, this could help out a lot for people who are like, oh, I just want to live stream and this is how I make money. But say, you know, something happens, like remember they did the TikTok blackout, like they were about to get rid of TikTok and they shut everybody down. They wouldn't have to worry about that inside of Superworld if they could live stream from inside Superworld.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that we've been really focused on is, you know, the creator economy and creators creating digital and physical interactions. And so live streams would be a really, strong use case for those digital interactions. And if we can bring those live streamers to get people to also kind of either live stream from those physical locations, and not just from a remote location on the map, but also physical locations, that could also be interesting. So Patreon, as you mentioned, is a digital platform. Obviously, you can live stream from a location, but I think I think with a map interface and the applications that they can access and kind of bring into those locations, there's something really additive of that I don't think that Patreon has at this time. And so, yeah, I think there's something to look at there. So I'd love to chat more about that in the Discord. Maybe we can kind of further hone that idea and kind of understand, specifics of like how you're currently live streaming. Do you live stream at the moment or no?
No, I don't live stream,
Mhm.
but my daughter's almost old enough to live stream, and she's getting like subscribers by the minute. Like she gets a handful a day.
Okay.
And like when she's old enough, like only like within like the next year or two,
Yeah.
she's allowed to live stream and I wouldn't care. And like I already have my world, and it would only take her a couple seconds to build hers like I
Yeah.
did. So
Yeah.
like I really feel like it would be a game changer, because if you look on certain platforms, they'll be
Mhm.
like, oh well, my post got taken down, or I had to be demonetized because of this.
Mhm.
But if they could live stream and still use those platforms, or have like those same integrations as those without those restrictions,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure they would be on board to be like, okay, I can live stream from my own world. I don't have to have all these major monthly subscription costs all over the place. So it's reducing my business expenses. I can focus on my content when, like, say I go to Phoenix, Arizona, and I want to live stream my travel blog.
Mhm.
I can actually do it without having to be so limited or having to bring up so many costs that are probably going to get my stuff demonetized or restricted. I'm in my own world. I can live stream, and I can feel comfortable with my live stream without worrying, oh, can I be genuine in my content? Or if I go to this place, they're going to say, oh, you can't be there. Restriction, take your post down, and stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we should definitely look at that capability. Plus, like, like in terms of travel creators and people that are kind of going to real places that want to jump on and talk about an actual event that they're at. That's I think a really cool use case too. So, got to look at how we can integrate live streams into locations. So look at that, and thank you for that. We'll let's continue like a deeper kind of dive into how we kind of make that a reality. I love that idea. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, that was just my comment for today. I had already got my questions answered that I needed. Y'all fixed my world.
Awesome.
Fiasco that I had. So that was all.
Great. Awesome. No, thank you so much. Yeah, I think we're at about time. It goes fast. I can't believe that. We went through an hour really quick today. If anyone has a final question, let me take that. Otherwise, we do this every other week, and we're always in Discord and Telegram, and you can hit us up on any social network. We're pretty active there. So anyone have questions throughout the week or between now and the next session, let us know. We're here. We're all building SuperWorld together. So really appreciate all the input. Does anyone else have any final question before we jump off for today?
I just want to say that what sorry, I can't see your name, MKM. What you suggested is a really great idea. It's really awesome. I think Livestream would also provide a lot of organic motion to SuperWorld, which is pretty great.
Yeah, I agree. Plus, it's like I'm just thinking about this. Like, people can live stream from SuperWorld, and it could get broadcast on YouTube or other places. That could be really interesting. So people are like, "What is this map?" And they can come in from different channels and watch it, similar to what I'm doing with Restream. So that
Exactly. You're like doing two things at the same time. Basically, you're providing visual opportunity for TikTokers and so on, making posts. But you're also providing a platform that has very few limited restrictions other than certain type of content, provocative contents, for example. But still, the freedom to explore different opportunities with no payment, basically. So that's like organic motion to the world.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think there's definitely different angles here that we should explore. Yeah, awesome. Appreciate that final comment and kind of reconfirmation of that you also kind of like that feature. That being said, I think we're finished with our time slot today. Really appreciate all of you joining. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Otherwise, we'll see you in the channel. Again, I really appreciate all your support in helping to build SuperWorld together. And let us know if you have any thoughts or comments in the Discord. Check out our token, SPWR. So if you haven't gotten into that, go to the homepage, superworldapp.com. You'll see a button to get into SPWR. That's our utility token. Check out SuperWorld News if you haven't already, news.superworldapp.com. Again, the app ecosystem is coming. And if you haven't created a world yet, that's super easy to do. Just join SuperWorld, create a world. It's your own map, and start kind of personalizing the map with places that you like to go to, content, all kinds of things. So that's a really great way to start in SuperWorld. And till next time, and we'll see you in SuperWorld. Thank you.